Greetings, ladies and gentle players. It is Monday, May 20th, 2019, and that means it's another wonderful day for murder. I would normally say, but clearly, judging from the fact that I've got labels up on my screen, I don't care versus another amateur 6-dan, you know that things are going rather differently today. I figure why not? I have accomplished pretty much what I wanted to do this week. It's been a good week, or at least last week was, I guess you would say now, given that today is Monday. I mean, I ranked up my account on TieGem back to 6-dan. We've been playing pretty well across all the places. My PandaNet account got happily to 4-dan from 3D Plus, where it was stuck for a year or so. And then we beat the crap out of a 5-dan. Go figure. So, since things are going so well, I thought I would treat you guys to another I Don't Care versus amateur 6-dan game. Now, real quickly, for those of you who do not remember, I Don't Care was a professional who ranked up back way back in the Wayback Machine from a TieGem 5-dan to a TieGem 9-dan, undefeated, then proceeded to beat a lot of pros. Why? Because he was one. Not just anyone, he was a very strong one. So these games are definitely worth learning from. And that is what we are going to do today. However, before I forget, I do want to point out that over on my Patreon, I did finally release the first 10 games from my first year playing when I was a happy little Q. Released them, reviewed them, threw them up on Patreon like I said I would. So those of you who are interested, since it's my Patreon anniversary, you can find those games there. They're not as bad as I thought they were. And, of course, before I forget, this particular video was inspired by, and therefore partially brought to you by, Jelly Plays Go, who you can find an amazing streamer on twitch.tv/jellyplaysgo. She is a little bit of an infrequent streamer, but as a 4Q, she is entertaining and amazing to watch. So, drop on by, give her a follow. I'm sure she would appreciate it. And without any further ado, our amateur 6-dan player slaps a stone down over in the 4-4 point, as one would expect. White, the professional player, does not invite. Diagonal, he's saying no, we're just going to chill today. Black says fine by me, then I will enclose. And white says okay, or not enclose, I'll take a 3-4, potential enclosure, rather. White does much the same. Black approaches, high, not low. Interesting. Seeing more low than high lately. But remember, this is in the Wayback Machine, where we were experimenting with many different high approach variations. For example, there was a lot of avalanche experimentation. There was a lot of, and I'm sure many of you have seen this one. Not this one, but a lot of this kind of experimentation with this sort of thing taking place with all the ladders. Glad we don't see this one very much anymore, because this thing is just one huge mess. But yeah, whole assortment of different high approach Joseki that was kind of the norm back then in online play. So instead, white is attaching, saying, I just want territory. And since we were in the era, firmly in the era of fast frameworks and not so much like nitty-gritty territory that we are in today. Oops. White pulls back and then black approaches, just like so. Forcing a bit of an interesting position upon good old white here. White could back off low, could back off far. The far one not seen so much because it invites the 3-3 invasion, and you might say that's fine. White can just take Sente and play another move now that his corner's being taken. But can he? If he plays this way, he will not keep Sente rather, because Sente is already gone, as we can see. White has let black live, so black can play wherever. So you'd be saying, okay, we'll play more aggressively, but we can't do that either, because this is clearly a mass of steaming pile of failure. No matter how you want to slice it, this is still Gote because we can't come back and play here. So, like, what are you really going to do? Or you can do it if you wanted to, that's fine. So you'd be saying, well, that's fine, I'll play this one. But again, not exactly Sente, is it? So it's just really uncomfortable, the many variations that are here. There are some to try to make it more of an equal result, but overall, we don't really see the large knight in response to the 4-4 approach pretty much ever. Because it can make people very uncomfortable very quickly. So, alright. We do have the small one. We continue off with Joseki. And this is actually kind of like a full board Fuseki now. We extend here. We expect white to maybe play here if you want, but there's a 3-4 open, so he takes that one instead. Now, if you needed any more indication of how old this game was, I would say you'd have it here. I mean, right away we can see that we've got kind of this full board fast Fuseki thing going on here. We've got white in the lower right-hand corner now, playing a 2-space approach. And since we're all kind of like zeroing in on what the AI is recommending, and they never recommend the 2-space approach pretty much ever as far as I've seen, like that tells you this game is older, right? That tells you this game is pretty old. Okay. Black says, I'm going to keep territory. Fine suggestion. White says, that's cool, I'll just back off. Black says, you forgot to do something in the corner. There, sir. So I'm going to poke at that for free. And then I'm going to poke at this for free because you don't want to be surrounded. And I've seen a lot of amateur players say, oh, no, it's fine. I can't be killed here, so I don't have to respond. I can go off and not defend myself, but do other things. And technically you can, but if you lose Sente here, let's say... There, you've lost Sente. Well, now your opponent can pick which way he wants a wall. If white wants a wall this way, white's very likely getting the wall that way. And then, congratulations, this is something you have to now worry about because you just couldn't jump up, could you? Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. No, you were too busy. You had other things to do. Well, I hope now you're not too busy to invade because you're going to have to or you're going to lose. And the same thing if the top was worth more. You could plan it out this way. And then if this was like a huge area maybe because we already had like a bunch of influential stuff, then we could just keep on trucking and doing that. And that'd be great. You might say, no, dude, you are such a noob. I never play that way, okay? What I do here is I take Sente and I reduce. You see, smarty brains. That's fantastic, but now this is not alive locally, so problems with that. This is what we're looking at right now. At best, it looks like. This is our attempt to live, which is just going to be a seculator, it looks like. So you actually have a group here that's making 0 points and is completely surrounded. I would not call that a success there, my dude. But some people do it. I think they're kind of crazy. So yeah, instead of any of that, we go and jump out because that's so much less of a headache. Ah, misclick. Standard poke is pretty standard. Just trying to figure out what white wants to do. White says, I don't want you cutting through here. That's fine. If white plays here, then that means, hey, this might be a thing later on. Right? Just go ahead and go slicey slice. Tells you where the odds is. Tells you what you can think about doing later on in the game and all that good stuff. So it's good to ask these kind of questions from time. If you don't know, you might as well do it. Black says, I keep some territory. White plays super solid move, saying I'm just going to make sure that you can't link up here in the future. Right. Not bad. Black makes first really big mistake this game and pushes in. But you know what? Black has no interest in pushing in. Black has interest in developing this. Black has interest in what's going on over here. Maybe getting the move up in top. That's where Black's interests are, but he thought he could get this one in Sente first. So White's like, no. If you want that, I'm gonna get base. Or not base, shape. And then if you don't want me to come in, you're giving me Sente. So Black says, yeah, you're right. That's what I really meant to do. Oh my god, I'm in trouble. I could have, before this last move, I could have played all the way over here. Now you're capping me. I can't, because that just looks like it's going to go very, very badly for me. So I got to do this one, which leaves a larger invasion point behind. So it's not the end of the world, but people are worried. People are worried. We don't know it's the end of the world yet, but there are some signs. There are some signs. People are starting to wonder. They're asking questions. Stocking up on food. Black keeps from going underneath. Not a bad move. White says, I'm leaving. Because remember, we could say, well, I'm going to try to live here first. But then you might get just surrounded, and that surround's probably be worth more than just, you know, the few points of taking away this. So we come out first. And Black says, no problem, boo. I got this. I'm going to lean on your group, surround you, and then re-attack. It's not bad. It's not bad. White says, I'm out. Black says, are you really? Are you really running, sir? White, who just wants to leave, says, yeah, I am. I mean, you can push under me. I don't care. I'm just trying to get out of here. So Black says, what if I cut you instead? White says, no, I'll just cut. It's fine. Now we've got some reading going on. It would appear that White is completely surrounded. But White, remember, is a profesional. Not just any profesional, but a very, very strong professional player. A world-class professional player, reminded. So he must have a plan. White Hane. Can't cut, otherwise you're just killed. So it's the Hane. Don't want to get killed. So, okay. Pushing out. White asks, I think, yeah. White asks, can I kill these stones? Says no. Can I push out? And that's the one that's dangerous. That's the one that's dangerous. Black calls no joy. Let's say he did try this, though. Why did Black back off? Why did... Oh, that's why Black backed off. Dead stones. Yep. Yeah, we're dead. There's no way around that one. Maybe there's a different variation. Maybe we play here. Again, no. Looks like dead there. Looks like dead there. So yeah, the stones just die. Therefore, we can't. So, okay, Black recognized I gotta call no joy on this. The surround just doesn't work here. So we have to get out. Okay, that's the thing. White follows up, get a little bit of a connection, get a little bit of a surroundy surround. Black says, I got your stones. And White says, yeah. About those stones, are you alive? To which Black replies, of course I'm alive. I've got your corner. How could I not be alive when I have your corner? No, really, stop pushing. Like, how could I not be alive here? I've got your corner. Come on, dude. You know, this is me. I've got you. Stones are dead. You might say, but no, they aren't. They are not dead. What if we just play here and go here? They are, in fact, dead. Can't go anywhere. So yeah, totally dead. Totally dead by virtue of this defense over here. Very nice, very nice. So got a free pickup over here, while black had to live back over in here. And then, next thing. Now you might be saying, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. The stones are still dead for white. How can this be good for black? Glad you asked. One, we picked up some points here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stones. 2 stones are here. So the profit of 2 stones plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 points. Okay. So 2, 4. Well, that's half of that. That's half of that right there. And then we can maybe surround. And here's a really good trick that isn't played in this game, but especially in amateur play, ooh, it's so strong. Little things like this can be so good to just like sacrifice this kind of stuff. You know, poking around, seeing what we can get just for outside influence. So, you know, make it a little bit more on the outside, forcing your opponent to defend. Oh, that's really, really great. If you can imagine like this kind of thing, you can see amazing development. It's not bad. Got some extra forcing moves in here. So, you know, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Only the end of the world if you really start drawing these stones out. Make this like a lot larger. Like let's say we tried to come out, but we couldn't. This got larger. Suddenly these stones are also under attack, but not really. There we go. Suddenly these stones are under attack, and now they have to run. And it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse from there, right? Because we just couldn't leave well enough alone. But for now, okay. Play on the other side. Excellent. Great. Love it. White's going to Hane and black's going to cut. This was very, very not basic, but very, very meta back in the day. So we Atari over like so. Connect. Blah, blah, blah. We double Hane. We get the Atari in. And then the kill on the 1 stone. That's fine because we extend again and then sacrifice this in Sente. He even goes for this one before making certain that his wall is nice and solid. But unfortunately, that was Gote. So a lot of amateur play, you see them go and play over here. Like, you know, they probably can't do anything with this stone. And then they get sad when they realize that's very, very wrong. I mean, it requires some thinking. You can't just be like, I'll play her now. Because this is, well, what is this doing? I don't even know. It's just making a mess. Just making a mess. So it takes some planning. Like, let's say you did something as simple as this. And your opponent played there. Well, alright, now we're getting somewhere. Check that out. Now we're getting somewhere, right? Because we're threatening all the things. So yeah, it requires some setup, but you can get there. You can get there if your opponent decides not to, you know, take out cutting stones, all that jazz, because they're way too busy and trying to play faster and faster and faster. You know, you can figure it out. You can figure it out. Sorry, black jumps. White says, well, no wall for you. And black says who? Says who? I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you're undefeated. My wall is going to do something. I'm going to cut this off because you're greedy. White says, am I really greedy? How do you know I'm greedy? To which black replies, because I can see that your shape here kind of sucks. Like, what are you going to do? Let me connect? White says, no, of course I won't let you connect. It's like, well, then you're cut off right next to my influence, dum-dum. What are you thinking? Also, not the right move. There we go. Now we're cutting it off. Sorry. Had to do the Atari first. My bad. There we go. There we go. See? As you can see, all nicely cut off. Now it would appear that white has to get rid of those 2 stones, right? Maybe a nice little sacrificial play here to do something like this one, and then maybe like, I don't know, maybe a threat here into some kind of shape, right? That's what we should expect here, right? Right? No? No? Not gonna expect that? You're right, we're not. White says, this stone's mine. Black says, no, it ain't. White says, are you sure? What if I Atari here? Black says, I don't care. It's not gonna work. You can't do anything. And if I Hane here, then I just kill your stone. You're still in trouble because you need to protect here. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Gonna Atari your stones? Just hurting yourself in the middle. And threaten to kill him again. That shoulder hit, ooh, looking so good for black. Now look at all the potential development there. It's so nice. Oh, right. There's an issue. Well, awkward moment. Because this move is not here, this move can be played. Which means these stones would die. In other words, this aggressive move was played because this is not solidly killing off the 1 stone. So that is brilliant. So okay, we get to here. Black says it's still fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Can I kill your stones? No. Well, now what? Getting kind of surrounded. And if our opponent connects... Well, actually, no, we can't do that one, can we? Hold up. I know the answer to this one. I really do. Oh, right. There we go. Yeah, this is still turning into a problem, isn't it? This is indeed el problemo. Because as we can see here, we're about to die. Kind of painfully, too. Like which side do we want to live? Oof. That's tough. That's tough. Could we do this one, too? No, probably not. Could we do this one, too? Nah, that one gets out. That one gets out. That one gets out. Though this one's actually kind of interesting now I look at it again. Because there's this one still. And that just seeks to potentially revive all the stones. A lot of Aji here. A lot of Aji here. So black turns. White says, I kill you. Black says, maybe not. White says, maybe so. And then black has to end the game. Game ended. That is dead very quickly. Went from 0 to 100. And it was because that shape move right here had to get away with a little bit more. If this was here, and white played here, and this one, and all of this stuff, and then went back into this one, there's no push. So this is just free. Maybe we can surround, but we're nowhere near about to die. Right? Because our stone's there fine. Got the eye here. That's cut off. So very likely instead of that one, we'd have to play like a diagonal and just be more chill about this because we can't afford to be cut. But the pro recognized, you know what? There's a little bit of Aji by this one stone being one line in the wrong position. So I'm going to invite him to fight me. Because of the Aji here, I'm going to get close, reasonably close to the wall and invite that fight. Black's like, well, I have influence. I have to fight. Took the bait. And then collapse. Instant collapse. Oh, that's so beautiful. Nice, simple, and easily understood. I think everyone could follow along with this game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I certainly do. Because I don't know how many times I've reviewed this thing. Anytime I feel like I'm being too aggressive and I have to fight and, ooh, gotta maybe leave my shape a little while longer so I can go do other things. Nah. Shape's strong. Shape's strong. Patience. Patience is strong too. Patience is amazing. Alright, so let's go over game number 2. This one's a little bit longer, but I did want to focus on this one as well, because this one features some rather odd play, if I do say so myself. How odd do I mean? Black opens up with a 5-4 point. And what's interesting about this is apparently White has a bit of a... I don't want to call it a sense of humor, but I want to say he's flexible in these games. He, like, rises to his opponent's level in some ways. Black throws down an unorthodox move and says, this is the kind of Go I'm going to be playing. What are you going to do about it? And in one of the only games in which I Don't Care played this, he says, you know what? Fine. May the best 5-4 win. Oh, I love little things like that. I love little things like that. Like, we've seen his basic play. We know it's completely off the charts. And, like, this little kind of like a whimsical style, like, you know what? You want to play an orthodox? You know, I will too. I'll do the same thing. What do you want to do, my guy? What do you want to do? Black said, I'm going to do both of them. I was like, well, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to take at least one 3-4 point. And Black says, who, again, same thing. I didn't change because same thing. White is I Don't Care, the professional who is 7 down at the time, against an amateur 6 down again. Apparently, he got a lot of games with 6 downs. I don't know what to say. So, approach, free enclosure. Sweet, love it. Okay. Backs off, getting a base. White says, I bet you'd like that sweet, sweet territory, wouldn't you? And Black says, you're right, I would. Cool, keeping things nice and chill. Nice and simple. Black approaches, well, we don't want to ignore that, so bada beep, bada boop. We're going to go ahead and connect. We get probed. This one's not so much to worry about because we don't already have like a thing over here. And we don't want this to like really grow by getting cut apart. This would be a pretty big corner at that point. So it's fine. It's fine. White is now approached because Black has Sente. Not doing anything weird like, hey, I'm going to do like some kind of weird, crazy, pincer, fightery variation. Nah, still staying kind of weird. Getting the influence. May the best influence player win. Attaches, does not cross on the inside just to create complication, to screw with the weaker player. It's like, okay, yeah, you're gone. And by that I mean this one. You've probably seen it before, right? Kind of like this kind of deal, right? We've all seen this kind of stuff. Oh, gets a headache, gets a headache. Oof. Such headache, such headache. Or, no, wait, it would be... Yeah, not this one because of that. Sorry, it would be this one. There we go. Yeah, it's this one. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, not seeing this variation where we're all, like, struggling not to die. So instead of that, we go back here, like, okay, fine, yeah, you got the corner, my man. You got the corner. Sure. Sure, you are winning. You are winning the territory game, aren't you there, Mr. Influence Player? Goes in. Same response. Does not invite the attachment because of the cross, probably. Lot of complication. Lot of stone taken into consideration if you do that. So plays here. I think this might actually just be an insta-loss if you play it right now. Because in that variation, right? There's nowhere to run to, right? It's pretty bad. This is looking pretty friggin' bad. Not digging this at all. No. Like, you can do, what, this one, I guess? And then this one? And then that one? Now you've got to play here, but there's still this. I mean, it's, oof. This is looking kind of good for white. Or for black, sorry. Not gonna lie. White's not looking too good here. Not looking too good here at all. It's alright. The attachment here seems to make sense. Crosscut here is completely normal. 100%. Then extend out? Nope, connected. Okay. Usually we see this one into this one into this one. This one's a little bit more unusual. Because the cut point still exists. So we make that a cutting point. Black obtains max greed powers. He says, I'm going to go and get all of this. And what can you do about it? And white says, I'll show you what I'll do about it. My stone ain't dead. So what are you doing about that? How are you going to fight those two stones? Black makes the mistake of thinking that was Sente. Knowing when you have Sente is super important in amateur games, especially at the Don level, and something you just cannot get wrong if you're against a friggin' professional. Like that in turn, that gives them Sente. You might find yourself on the ropes the rest of the game if you're not careful, especially if you neglected like an important thing, like, hey, let's not get my two stones killed. I mean, look at that. Now he has to run. Ooh, that hurts. Free move. Free move. Try to take back control. White's like, what shape are you making here? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's the shape you're making? Now, to be fair, if he had played anything else, like even this, or maybe even this, it would have gone better for him, right? Because you can't just, like, do something there now. You could maybe do this one, but not really. But no. He had to do maximum aggression, right? Amateur players especially, and I'm speaking from experience, we need to apply maximum pressure, okay? They need to know we're there. They need to get in their face. It's the only way forward, man. It's the only way we can win. It's the only way we can win. So, here's the result of that. Terrible shape being made. Tries to save it. And now this cutting point's defended. These two stones are on the run. Black tries to save, so white says, you're doing what? Hane is now huge. Extends. Still huge. Hane ahead of 2 and 3 stones are big. Does not create the cutting point, just chilling. Oh, I like that so much. Now he creates a cutting point from a stronger position. You can see the weakness revealed. Completely surrounded. Completely connected up. Oh, that's such a good variation. So good. So basic, too. It's like, well, we could try to... Hello. We could try to do something here, but then we're going to get cut. And it's like, can we do anything? I mean, we could do like this maybe into like something like this maybe. And then there's... No. No, 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 no. Just not creating a cutting point. If he lets me turn, I get way strong. So good. Connecting on up. Threat the snapback. Threat to not die. Defending his shapies in Sente. And then takes a big point. That right there is an amazingly calm move. Like, did he pincer? Maybe 2 space? Make sure that we're not too close? No? Is he going for like kind of like a press attack to build the top? No. It's like, all right, boom. That means if I do attack this now, it can't run anywhere. So, black skedaddles, which means white has Sente. So in he goes. In he goes. Why not? You can kind of see something brewing here. If you take a moment to look at the board, you start to have ideas. Like, you know what? He's got the 1 group there, right? And it's jumping away, but it's not quite connected over on the far side. And if I can get this stone out, that means those 2 stones that are hovering on the 4th line are undercut on both sides. So that's not quite there either. And this corner... If I get like a small knight in this corner, that's not like really perfectly alive shape yet either, huh? So there's like a lot of tilting going on here. Things are starting to feel a little unbalanced. Plays a basic response. Comes on out, we know why. Maintaining his outside connection. Going for that shapy point. Sente defense against. Hello. Into the cut. The cut is really huge right now because of everything that's going on. Defends. Connects. Pushes. And then asks simple question. Does that really work? The answer to that is no. Unfortunately, this is typical Tai Gem. Not really reading his moves out, is he? Can't protect both cutting points simultaneously. Can I kill this? Frack no. Connect up? Alright, then those stones are mine. Can I connect up? Nah. Nah. Good try, though. Good try. Trying to reinforce his attack on this number 4. But that's not Sente, because these stones are already dead. Who cares if he plays this in Atari? We take, it's no problem. So we mine Sente. That one wasn't it. Comes on out. Threatens to push through. Quickly attaches for a larger base rather than playing a slow move, right? Who's got time for slow moves? Greedy. Like I said, who's got time for slow moves? But alright, the outside's being completely surrounded. So let's see what we can do here. That's Atari. Making shape. Getting forcing moves in response to the shape. Black says, "You can't make a Nadia here." But there's a lot of little things here, you know? So like there's a 2-space gap here. There's a throw in there. There's a forcing move here. That's a small knight. Maybe it can be cut. It's a lot of strange moves. So white just says, can I cut that? Black says, you can't, man. It's like, are you sure? Black says, I'm sure, man. It's like, well, then you can't do anything. You're disconnected. Threaten to connect. Calls no joy. Connects on back. And just like that, he has to live now. Maintains connection because we're not being greedy about this. Black has to try to live because he let himself get cut off for whatever reason. He's just like, I'm going to be fine. You're only a pro, probably. Because at this stage, you have a good idea what you're playing against. So Yataris. Takes. Doesn't even fight Ko, which immediately makes him my hero. Again with the really bad shape that's just instantly poked out. Into the Hane of not going anywhere. At this point, once again, Black calls no joy and says, I gotta resign. I'm dead. I could not live up there. Just wasn't possible. So I love the spirit of this game. Black opened up a little bit weird with the 5-4. White's just like, fine if you insist. Black managed to get territory, though. It wasn't really influential, so even despite the fact that he had the 5-4 points and he backed off, and I imagine that's, you know, the beginning of his influence style, right? The end of the day, he's not the one that had the influence. He gave his opponent the influence. Over here, didn't look after his the cutting stones properly. Gave away more influence here. There's too much to look after on both sides, so we got surrounded, giving away more influence, which meant we had to then worry about our group while White's picking up territory. And then even after that, White gets more influence to start attacking the other groups. Now everything's being surrounded. Everything has to live. And it's just too much for Black to hold on to. Too much for Black to hold on to. Winds up getting killed in a nice, clean game. Man, I love I Don't Kaz games. I don't know about you, but I love I Don't Kaz games. Hope you did enjoy it, though, on this wonderful Murder Monday. Hope you're enjoying the series. I'll be back next time, and as always, I'll see you then. Take care, everybody.